Hi everyone, my name's Mike and welcome to the video. This video's different from the normal ones. I got asked in the comments on one of the videos about my Multistrada, which is actually on every video, but you never see it because it's the filming bike. It's the bike that I use. And someone asked me, because I'd mentioned the Multistrada, it's an old one, 2004 I think it is. I've had it for years and years, and I've just thought nobody'd be that interested in it, but I thought probably maybe it would be of interest. You know, I've had it a very long time. I paid very little for it. I paid about 1,200 quid for it, and it's a bike I keep thinking I'll upgrade and never actually get round to doing because it's just so good at what it does. I use it for all the filming. It carries all the gear. I put the cameras on the front and the back, and it just does, you know, it's quick enough to keep up with whatever bikes we're filming. Plus it's comfy enough and it's practical, and I don't mind if it gets a couple of scratches, and it's just a really good workhorse. So I thought I'd do a video on it, and as you can see, the bike is called Muttley, as are a lot of Multistradas. But yeah, so, and I also thought I might kind of do this video in two parts. So I'll do the first one on Muttley, so you can see the bike and what it does and, you know, all that sort of stuff. And the second half, for anybody who's interested, I thought it might be of interest to just show you how I go about making these videos and the kit that I use, because I've done a lot of trial and error over the years. I've used lots of different types of equipment, and I've boiled it down to what works for me and what works on a bike for me, and you know, hints and tips on how to get the best sound, because no matter how good your video is, it's the sound that's the killer. Because, you know, the sound of a bike is, you know, if it all sounded muffled and horrible, you wouldn't be listening to it, or there's tons of wind noise. We all watch videos with wind noise. So I've spent quite a bit of time perfecting that, and, you know, I can pass on those tips. So yeah, a different one. I don't know, people may be interested, maybe not, but we'll give it a go. As usual, thank you very much for watching us and supporting us. And if you like what we do, please like and subscribe. It does make a difference to us. And yeah, we've got plenty more to come, I've got some interesting stuff in the pipeline. So yeah, keep watching us. And with that, on with the show. Okay, so here we are on the mighty Muttley. Yeah, so as I mentioned before, I've owned this bike for a long time, probably, I don't know, 6 years, probably longer than that. And in that time, I've done lots of miles on it. I've done all the LDG filming, though the first couple of videos were done that we used Dave's V85 TT as the filming mule. But yeah, as I said, I've done lots of miles on. I think it's done about 40,000 miles, this bike. You can probably see from the dash the digits are kind of fading out. You know, it's mechanically it's well maintained, this bike, but there's a few things on it that is showing its signs of age. But it's carried me all over the country filming. We've been to Spain on it. We did the Picos 2-op with my son on the back, and last year or the year before we got the boat to Santander, and then we came over the Pyrenees and came all the way up through France. And yeah, Muttley did it without a problem. Though on the first day we had a suspected electrical issue where it wouldn't start and had to be bump started, and then just as we were getting on the boat, started on the bottom, and there was no hassle after that. But what's it like as a bike? Well, it's got it's a typical air-cooled Ducati. It's got absolutely tons of character. Below 4,000, 3.5, 4,000 revs, it's rough as a badger's bum. Like all of the air-cooled ones are. It's a horrible place to be. But above that, you've got this beautiful, like where I am now, it's a beautiful elastic torque, but I'm going down into the where it's not quite so happy here. So you can hear it go bop, 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 bop. Not happy at all. You'd think a big twin would be a load grunty, but it's got plenty of torque, but it doesn't like running at low revs. But it handles fantastically. I've had the suspension updated. I've had the shock rebuilt, new spring on it. I've done the forks myself. But as you can see, in a minute, it's got plenty of go. You know, for a 20-plus-year-old bike, it goes like the clappers. It's a fantastic thing. And as I said, chuck it down a twisty Welsh road, and it's like a rat up a drain pipe. Handles really well. I use pretty soft tyres on it. I got Pilot Powers on it, so it really does whip down a country lane. It's fairly comfy. The seat's a bit like mahogany. The wind is surprisingly good with that screen. As you can see from my left-hand mirror, I need to replace that. Just before filming, I bloody hit the wall in my garage and I've got it taped on. But this is kind of how I use the bike. You know, I stop, jump off, take photographs. So I'm just about, you know, I'm actually taking photos for this video that you're watching. So there, I'm using my phone in this case. So I take that, line it up, space on the left-hand side, click, and there's the thumbnail that we use. There you go. So that's kind of in action. And then I think the next bit now, I'm going to do a bit of town work so you can see what it's like at the Welsh 20 miles an hour, where it's big failing. And this is one thing, you know, I'm getting to the point where I'm probably going to replace the bike or retire it off, because it's worth nothing really. I might as well keep it, but I'm probably going to get something a bit newer, because with so many 20-mile-an-hour speed limits in Wales, just look at it. You know, it doesn't like it at all. It's you know, it's running really, like I said before, it's like as rough as a badger's bum. Below 4,000 RPM. And there's just so many speed limits now. Oh, the good Welsh flag. So there you go. That's a quick brief ride on my 1,200 quid Multistrada. So now I'm going to show you how I make the videos. Okay, so I'm going to be describing the kit that I use. So basically everything I use fits in this. I previously have used a DSLR and various lenses, and that was quite bulky, and filming rigs and lots of different microphones, but I boiled it down to what will fit in here. And this fits inside. I put all this in a Krieger backpack. So my whole filming kit fits in this backpack, including the tripod, which I'll cover in a minute. So I'll go through them in a minute. I'll basically take everything out of here. But as you can see, it all fits in really nicely. just move that out of the way. But it's a good, it's a good case logic case. Protects everything from vibrations, etc. So basically, my main filming equipment is this. It's a DJI Pocket 3, and what it is, it's an incredible 4K camera that has a built-in gimbal on the top, so you can get those lovely buttery smooth, when you're going around the bikes, and it minimises all the the jitter, and also when I'm doing the the drive pass, it's all done with this. So what I've done to make it easier, let's close that down, is I've actually built myself a rig. I found that building your own stuff is a lot cheaper and a lot better. So basically what this is, and I'll show you what it does in a minute, it's just a basic side handle of a DSLR. So I used to have this when I had my Sony DSLR. It's quite a big rig I used to have. But now what I do is I put this together with, this is an extra battery pack, which adds to the life and also makes it a lot easier. So I put that in here. So it just clips in here. You can still see all this. And then that just provides a really stable, so I can, when the bikes are coming past, I can, but to get the decent sound, let's turn that off. This comes with the DJI Mic 2, which wirelessly connects. So I've got one for this, and I've got one for the other camera, which I'll show you in a minute. So this is what I've done is I've discovered is to get rid of wind noise. It's a nightmare. Like these little dead cats or fluffies or whatever they're called, whatever people choose to call them, work to a certain extent. They cut down on the wind, but what they don't do is minimise acoustic shock. Now, acoustic shock is the noise that you get when you're probably getting it now off the camera that I'm using here. So every time you put it in your backpack, every time it gets hit, you get all that horrible sort of noise. So what I've done is, again, built my own thing, is you can get acoustic shock mounts. So it's a round thing with rubber bands inside it, and all I've done is I've covered it and then covered that with this dead cat material. So this cuts down on the wind, and the way it cuts down the wind is it all gets muffled within this hairy stuff, and it also minimises the noise in there. So when we're doing like the interviews, and you've probably seen this thing, I just put the mic in there, and when we're having the round table chats, I just sit this on the table, and it picks up 3-4 of us speaking fine. But what I found with picking up the bike noise is I need a better quality microphone, because, and without getting too technical, the microphones on here aren't that, well, they're too sensitive in a way. So what I've found is you get clipping. So to get the bike sound, I put that in there and then put this in the backpack, and then I can pick up the bike noise from that. But what I do is I've got a separate Rode microphone, and it's all to do with sound pressure levels. So the SPL on this is a lot lower than it is on this. This is 140 decibels. So I can record with this quite loud bikes, because a lot of the classic bikes I record are quite loud. So what I do is I put this into the shock mount, so it's minimized from there, and then when I'm doing the ride bys, I've fitted magnets on here and a magnet on there. So clip and then plug that into there, and now I have an outfit that will pick up quality sound, and so I'm picking up the sound from here into here. So this picks up directional sound from a Rode mic, and it's, you know, that's how you get that good sound. So it's not overwhelmed by it, because these little things are brilliant, but they're designed just for kind of interview type things. So moving on to what I do on bike is I have an action cam. I have a DJI action cam. This is a DJI 4, which in terms of quality is very similar to the DJI Action 5. I always used to be a GoPro user, but I started getting, as you probably heard, lots of people say, you know, GoPros they overheat and they start getting unreliable. Now, I had a GoPro 7 for years and years and years, and it produced really good results, and I was really happy with it until I tried this, and this is just so much better. And it's better on batteries. It's I've never had it fail on me. I've never had a failed recording, whereas the GoPro I did. So what I do with this is I put that on my helmet. So sorry, I'll just grab my helmet. I have a number of helmets, and I just put. I have a helmet mount on here, which goes on there, and I attach these to my helmets with a thing called Sugru, which is like it's almost like a putty type thing, but it sets quite hard. But the advantage of it is if you come off, it'll just snap off. It won't twist your head around and kill you, but it's strong enough. I've never had one of these fails, and I've had it on multiple helmets. So what I do is I have the DJI Action on the front of the helmet, and then I have it connected up to this, and I have this connected into this. So I put that on the side. I have this in the backpack, that wire connected into there, and then that will just sit inside the backpack, and I put it upside down so it can pick up the sound of the bike, and it's shielded from the wind noise, and that's how I get that nice bikes, you know, the good accurate bike sound. So that's pretty much how I have things set up. I'll show you on the bike in a minute, you know, how I position things, but I've got camera mounts on the front and the back, and pretty much that's how I do the videoing. So I hope that was useful. So as you can see, this all packs down. The mics go there. Camera one, I'll keep some ND filters here, which I won't go into. The main camera there, and then microphone here, and then in there miscellaneous. Keep spare batteries. So it's amazing, you know, how small you can pack stuff down. Also, another thing that you really need, which is critical for what I'm doing, is I need a tripod. So what I'm actually filming on at the moment is I've got a good full-size Manfrotto, which is a Italian quality tripod, but it was too big and bulky. I was having to strap it to the side of the bike. So what what I got was this, which is a selfie stick, but it also has the ability to turn into a tripod. So as you can see, that's my main tripod, which doesn't fold down particularly well, and this one works really well. So when I've got it set up, you know, like when we're doing the round table things, this is fantastic. And then when I finish filming, I can just snap it all down. It's that big. So this is the backpack. It's just a Krieger R25. They're great backpacks, these Krieger things. So in there, I just put the camera gear, which is in this. That just sits in there like that. I have a USB charging thing, which is enough for all day for the cameras and everything. That goes in there. And then the tripod, selfie stick, just fits in here. That goes in there. Zip it all up. And there, in one 25 litre backpack, I have a complete filming studio. So I can just put that on my back and jump on the bike, and I'm ready to film. And all I've got to worry about is making sure everything's charged up. But I've got it down to that. It used to be a right mess, a right faff. Yeah, the other thing I wanted to talk about was how I actually do the voiceovers, because I used to do all the onboard stuff with a microphone in the helmet, blah, 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 do it live. But what I found was, if you make a mistake, if you say the wrong thing, if the sound's not quite right, it's kind of baked in and you can't separate the voice out from the engine sound. So what I do now is I concentrate, as I've mentioned before, on how I get the really good engine sound from the bike, and then in post edit, which is what I'm doing now, I have a microphone here which is with a dead cat on it, and I have a separate field recorder on there. So what I do is I just have this set up when I'm sitting here editing, and I will run the onboard footage here, so you see it going along, and then I actually add the commentary here. So blah blah blah, turning round a corner, isn't that a nice tree, you know, all that sort of stuff. And if I make a mistake, then I just go back, delete, you know, and add. It just makes it a bit more flexible, so it just makes it easier. And as I said, I've just got a recorder there, field recorder, good quality mic, and it just makes it a bit easier, and it just works for my workflow. So yeah, and in terms of if anyone's interested in the editor I use, I'm running DaVinci Resolve, and the computer I'm using is a Mac Mini, and yeah, that's it. Okay, so how I do the following on shots, excuse my garage, is I have a camera set up on the front here, and I've only just got one camera showing at the moment, but I've got another camera upstairs. And then for doing the ones where I'm following on from behind, just put it on there. And also what I do is, with the wireless mic that I described before, with this Bluetooth into that, I usually get whoever's riding the bike behind to wear that mic, so they're picking up the sound of the bike that I'm following, that's following me. Otherwise, you get soundtrack from my Ducati Stain Tunes, which you don't want. So that also took a bit of faffing around. And also, every time we stop and we do the ride-bys, I don't really want to be rigging that that, you know, the thing I made every time. So what I do is just got this tank bag and I've got it semi set up in here. So it's just a case of, I'm doing this one-handed, so I've got my microphone here, and that's why I've got the magnets. So I just plug that on. Normally it's got the mic in there, and there we go. We're ready to film.